Hello friends, welcome to my channel Data Making. In this video we are going to focus upon how to install Apache Spark 3 on Ubuntu 18.04 operating system. So in this video series we are seeing how to set up Apache Spark, Hadoop and other ecosystem components. Okay, this video will be focusing on how to install Apache Spark. So the version which I am going to install is Spark 3.0.1. okay, so the prerequisite for so it's not a mandatory prerequisite. Basically, if you have Hadoop and Hive, you can do a lot of use cases like you can store data in HDFS and stuff like that. If you are planning for other data source, so Hadoop is not mandatory. And if you want to plan run your Spark job on Yarn resource manager, then you need to have a Spark 3. It's not a mandatory 3, but I want to build a use case with Hadoop and Spark, so I am going to keep this as a prerequisite. And Apache Hive also I kept it as prerequisite because I want to like build a use case using Spark and as well as Hive. So apart from that, it has to have a Ubuntu 18.04 operating system, because that on top of that only we are going to create, and this Ubuntu is being installed on the virtual machine which was built using a Oracle VM VirtualBox. So this is a prerequisite. So in the last few videos we installed Apache Hadoop and we installed Apache Hive with MySQL as Metastore database. So if you are not watched my previous video, please watch my previous videos. We'll get started with the Spark installation. Okay, so I opened my VM. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my VM through PuTTY. So if you don't know how to connect my PuTTY, connect your VM through PuTTY, you just have to go to your click on your VM and go to settings, and the network section you will find adapter tabs. So first adapter will be created default with a NAT as attached to it, and the second adapter it will be unchecked by default. You can check it and choose host only adapter and VirtualBox host only Ethernet adapter, and you can start VM and find out IP address of that VM, which will be like range from 192.168. etc. the number. So you can take that IP address and you can just, it will be in this range 192.168. For me it is 25.3. For your case it might change these two part of this IP address. So I am using a Data Making as a username which was created when building this VM. I'm just going to open it and I say password. Okay, I'm able to log in it. Okay, so now if you look at, I'm actually installing all my softwares in the all the components in the softwares folder in my home directory, right, which is like Hadoop is installed and Hive is installed. Now we are going to start with the Apache Spark. So Apache Spark is a in-memory distributed framework to do the distributed computing on large scale. So basically this Spark comes with APIs in 4 language flavors like Scala, which is a framework itself built using a Scala, and Python and Java and R. So I will be using Spark with the Scala and Spark with the Python API, which is a PySpark. So I am going to install both Python and Scala before starting installing the Spark. Okay, so I am going to use the Anaconda distribution of Python. So I'll just you can just go to this website and you can get the Anaconda distribution. You can go here and you can click on this download. Okay, so it will come here and so you can take the we are going to use it on the Linux flavor, which is the operating system is Ubuntu 18.04. So you can download this file and you can actually start the installation. So I already have the link. So basically you can right click this and find out the copy of the link address, and with that you can actually take this URL. So I am using wget to download the file. So I'm going to download it on my download directory. Generally I download it here. It's not mandatory, but I just download here. So it is going to take a couple of seconds. It will be around 550 MB. So based on your internet bandwidth, it will take some time. So then you can verify the installer is having proper properly built. The installer is to check that is this installer is properly built. You can just run this SHA-256 sum, so that just to verify this the installer is having proper setup to start the installation. So you'll get some hash code, something like that. If it is means it's already proper, you can start installation. Before starting installation, basically when you install it, by default it will install in your home directory, which will be like home data making. So instead of that, I want to install it on my software folder. What you need to do is you need to create a directory like where you want to install it. So I'll put in data making directory. In data making home directory, I have a software folder. Inside that, I am creating an Anaconda folder, and then you need to set your that path with so basically if you just check it is right permission for this user, probably it will have. Okay, so I'm just leaving it as it is. If you are not having a right permission, you just give the execute permission for all other users, means all other users. So I'll just if required, if you are not installing in sudo kind of mode, you can just use that. I am actually going with so the to run installation, you need to run this installer file, which will be .shell file. So I say bash and this file. So I'm going to give the path. So till this location I created, means the inside a home directory of data making, I created I already have a folder called softwares. I created a Anaconda, and you need to provide one more subdirectory on which the software the Python will be installed. So this folder should not be exist. This subdirectory should not be exist in the the Anaconda directory, because this will be created by the installer itself. So I just want to tell you that. Okay, so okay, this is for to continue agreeing. Just in order to continue the installation process, just agree the yes. I will click enter, and then just go on, say do enter. There are some instruction. You can read it and just accept the license. So now it is saying do you want to accept the license? I say yes. Now it is asking the where you want to install. By default, if you don't provide any path, it will go and install it on the home data making Anaconda 3. I want to have it in this location. So it is going to start installing the the Python Anaconda distribution of Python on this inside data making home directory softwares Anaconda. In Anaconda 3 subdirectory, it is going to install all my software. So this will take some time. So meanwhile, I'll do I just so you don't need to enter anything. You just wait for it. Last it will ask do you want to add this the Anaconda path to environment variable. That time you can just say yes. Before that, we need to just wait for installation to get completed. So until then, I'll just keep on I'll just put it on mute, means I'll pause the video and I'll start once the steps where it asks to accept for the adding this path to the environment variable. Okay, so the installation is done. So basically it is asking do you want to install it to initialize the Anaconda 3 by running this conda init. Okay, so I'll just say yes. So now this is done. Okay, so the Anaconda Python version is done. So you can just say type. It is not added to the so basically it is initialize the installer, but it's not added to the bash. It's bash rc folder. Okay, so .bash rc file. Then what we are going to do is we just open. So you just verify in your local directory it is properly installed. I just do ls on this directory. I put 2 ls. Okay, so yeah, so All right. Okay, so this is available. I'll just say bin. So all this Python is installed. Okay, you will just add this path to the bashrc file. So I'll just say nano dot bashrc. I'll just go to bottom. I'll say this. Okay, I'll save and I'll come out. Now I'll refresh the bashrc file so that the environment variable will get refreshed. So I'll just say Python now. So you see the Python latest version of Python 3.8.3 is been installed. So Python installation is properly installed. It is good. Now we'll go with the Scala and SBT installation. So SBT is a simple build tool basically used to build your Scala project, which is used SBT based Scala project to. So basically you write a source code in Scala, right? So you want to build it as a jar because Scala is using a JVM to run your code once it's built as a the class files, right? So basically if you want to package it as a jar, so basically SBT tool will be used. So in our most of the use cases, people create a Spark with the Scala API. They use SBT tool to build the package the jar. Some people use Maven tool, which will be like pom.xml, which will have dependency files. So most of our case will be in SBT based Spark project. Will be using it. So for that we need to install Scala as well as SBT. So you can just navigate to this URL to download the Scala distribution. So I want to get this Scala 12.8. okay, I'm going to get this file. So I'll just use a wget again command to take this. So I am in the download folder. So it is going to download this. Once I download it, I will copy to the software folder. Okay, this is done, and I will just go to the software folders, and I'll just say extract this file. This is how we do, right? Take any binary file of software, just extract it, and see Scala Scala 2.12.8 is available. Just add it to the bashrc file. So just make sure the path is you are giving correctly, otherwise you may get up say that particular Scala executable is not available, kind of things. Okay, so I'll just open this. I'll just paste this. Okay, now this is just source it to refresh the bashrc file, and also we'll do SPT and then okay, now what we'll do is we'll just okay, we added Scala, right? Let's get Scala version. I'm sorry, Scala version 2.12.8 is available. Now let's go and complete the SBT installation, and we'll start a Spark installation. Okay, so SBT, again you can navigate to this URL and find out the latest version of SBT file, the binary. I have it here. I will share this all the steps you can do. Okay, so it is around 17 MB. It will be fast based on your internet bandwidth. Again, it will take some time. I think I downloaded it on directly in the software folder. I don't need to copy this. If you are downloading different directory, then you need to use the copy method. So I'm already downloaded here, I think, without knowing. Okay, no problem. So I'll just take the other step, extract it. So this is extraction is done. I'll just start to add it to the bashrc file. So again, go to nano editor, open the bash rc file, just paste it, and okay, this is done. And I'll just source the file just to reflect. Okay, so SBT also installed. Now let's start with the Spark installation. Okay, now we can go to this spark.apache.org website and to get the latest version of Spark. I'm sorry. Okay, so the latest version of Spark is installed on September 2nd. The last release was on September 2nd, 2020. I'm going to take this version 3.0.1, and you can choose the package type, whether it is built on Hadoop 2 version or 3 version. Because we installed Hadoop 3, we are going to choose this option, like the pre-built for Apache Hadoop 3.2 and later. And you can click on this, and you can find out this link, the copy address link, and using the wget command I'm going to download this. So I take this same, if I just, I don't know whether I did it or not. Yeah, it is, I just copied here. Okay, so if you take this, what I mean to say is, if you take a copy, it's same path, I'm just, that's what. Okay, so okay, I think I have to use this one. Alright, okay, let's use this one. Okay, alright, I'll just paste it here again. I downloaded in the directly this software folders, so it's around 214 MB. It is downloaded for me, so it is downloaded in the same software directory where it is here. Now I'll just go and extract it. So use the tar command to extract it. Okay, so the Spark installation means that it is extracted the folder. Now you can add this Spark home. So basically Spark home directory is the installation of your Spark directory, which is extracted folder of Apache Spark 3.0.1 and -bin -Hadoop 3.2. So here there are two directory you will find it. So basically I'll just go to that directory. If you go here, there are one is bin folder. Okay, in bin folder you will find Spark submit command and PySpark command, like those executables, and Spark R and Spark shell for Scala based CLI. All this you will find it here. Okay, if you go to SBin, okay, so this SBin where you will have the script to start your Spark processes like master process or slave process or thrift server, those things. So these two we need to location we need to add it to the bash rc like path variable. That's what we are doing it here. This is to set the Spark home directory, and then inside Spark home directory we have a bin SBin, just add it to the path variable. So these are the two steps we need to do it here. Just add these 2 lines of code in the bash rc file. Okay, so I'll come here, paste it here. Okay, now you can source this file. Okay, this is done. Okay, now we can just check Spark submit version. Submit, I think just version, I guess it is double hyphen, so you need to use double hyphen. Okay, so there's a Scala version, Spark version 3.0.1 which we installed now. Okay, and we are using a JDK 1.8.0 underscore 271. Now you can just go to Spark CLI, like we have 3 CLI, right? So basically for Spark Scala, to access Spark Scala API, we have a Spark shell CLI. you can type the Spark shell. So it is going to launch you the command line interface to running your Scala Sparky APIs. And if you want to open a PySpark to access the Python Spark API, you can open a PySpark CLI. So you can do a lot of steps once you install it. It is launching, taking few seconds to launch it. Okay, so you can just say the Spark session object. See, that's what it is. Okay, so it's already installed properly. You can just start writing your code and you can just try few examples. Let me check this URL I'm able to access. I'll just say 192. What is that? The IP address is basically 192.25.3. Okay, I'll take this. I'll check whether I'm able to access it. 4040. Yeah, I'm able to access. So this is the PySpark, sorry, the Spark web UI. Okay, when we run our shell. Okay, so it comes with one execute. There is one executor, which is actually a driver process is running. So basically, when you run a CLI, you only the command. So driver will be your CLI will be acting as a driver process. Okay. So now it is fine because it is in running. Will be running on the local mode. So this Spark will be whenever you run your code, you get all the job information here. Okay. So we'll go through like we'll run a job and test it in the future videos. This is mostly I focused on installation. I think this is fine. Now we can just, I will show you the PySpark CLI as well, just to for the benefit of Python Spark user, which is PySpark. So you just type PySpark, it is going to open a PySpark CLI. It's almost same. We just few syntactical changes for Scala and Python, means in terms of usage of Spark. Okay, I'll just say again Spark here. Okay, I'll just say what is there are other environment variable. Sorry, it comes with Spark session object. If you want to access the Spark context, okay, so just say spark.context. I think yeah, it is available. So it is running on a master. It's using a cluster manager as a local. So it's like running on local mode. It's not using in Yarn or the Spark standalone manager. That's what it says. Okay, so everything is, the installation is done. So we can start building a solution from in the future videos. Thank you so much, friends. Before closing it, please, this is my home page of my YouTube channel Data Making. Please subscribe to my channel. Click on subscribe button and click on bell button and choose all to get notification whenever I add new videos. So it's going to be a lot of learning and fun. Have a nice learning, happy learning. Thank you so much, friends.